Hello, ladies, gents, and memesters addicted to failure. We return to the daily challenge where we don't do daily challenges, but we do speedruns instead, otherwise known as Speedruns Forever. It is Speedruns Forever. It has nothing to do with the daily challenge. It's a completely different series. How dare you even confuse the two? I have jumped into spikes because this 1-1 was atrocious, and I absolutely despised it. Let's go back into the game with a better seed. That is not garbage. So here I go again. Speedruns. It's never going to end. There is no end in sight. You know how they say, oh, there's light at the end of the tunnel. This tunnel is all darkness. It's all darkness and doom and just all kinds of different ways to say the exact same thing to pad up the entirety of the narrative time that I have going for you. I got nothing. Look, I go into the game, I go fast, I die, I restart. That is the cycle of despair that I have put myself into. What is happening right now? These are all garbage, and I want to commit suicide immediately in record time. I have lost all will to live. Spelunky does it again. Oh, I thought for sure that was the exit, but it was not. This was the exit. Still slight saving of time through spending a bomb like a ridiculous retard. You thought I was trying to stop myself from saying retard. No, I'm bringing it back, baby. I am pretty damn adamant on not letting go of the word retard because it's just a perfect way to describe something that is idiotic and just with very, very limited cognitive abilities, such as myself. Look, I just got done with doing speedruns in the daily challenge, and that's why you may notice I'm slightly more despondent than usual, because he was just a complete disaster of a speedrun quote-unquote session after a complete disaster of an actual daily challenge. So yeah, maybe I should have waited slightly longer to start another recording in this Spelunky world. Whoa, I've been caught. Beautiful. Oh crap, that's a lot of fish. That's a lot of fish want to eat my gonads. Recently, complete 180 here. Recently, I finished Half-Life Alyx. Boy, what an incredible game. I wouldn't say bogged down. Let's not say that. I don't think the ending ruins it. This is... Actually, I'm not going to spoil it. I'm going to tell you my feelings about it. I'm not going to spoil it. I have been considering doing a dedicated video, the ending of Half-Life Alyx, and how I really do not endorse it. But, you know, it is unfair for me to spoil the ending for you in case you are getting through it or don't, you know, you're kind of waiting to play the game when you eventually get yourself a VR set, when it goes down in price down the line, that kind of stuff. So I'm not going to drop those spoilers here. But let me say, I don't think it was needless, the thing that they did. It's hard to talk about it without spoiling, so I'm not going to spoil. I'm not going to talk about it too much. I just want to get it off my chest, damn it. Get it off my chest. It was needless, gratuitous, and nonsensical. And there is time travel, which is absolutely despicable. I hate time travel shoehorned into... Like, I guess you could have inferred that there is time travel in Half-Life in general. But it's not... If time travel is not the point... I just want suicide right now, please. If time travel is not the center and the point of a story, I don't want it anywhere near the story. You know, I actually loved Looper. I thought Primer was just freaking awesome. Time travel stories that are about time travel, 100% on board. I don't mind at all. Stories that have time travel is just obnoxious, and I hate it. I hate it because it's always this freaking paradox and just a mind twister that never makes any sense. Nothing I want to buy there. So, stories about time travel, super cool. Stories that have time travel in them as a plot device, absolutely not. Never, ever, ever endorse it. And Alex did that, so not very pleased with it. Not gonna say I'm not excited for the follow-up. It does set up, like, I get why they did it, somewhat. They could have done it better. I don't think they needed to do exactly what they did. But I get why they would set it up that way. So, you know, the next game is the thing that is obviously being promised. Still, though, I wanted to drop our rope down. That was a mistake. Mistake. Oh. Stop. There you go. Back to the thing. So there you have it. It was very disappointing narratively speaking. Definitely would not say tarnish the experience. It was still, I will give it an 8 out of 10 experience of the game. It was just, you know, of course it's revolutionary. I wouldn't even call it that. It's the best VR experience there is out there right now. Of course, I don't have an incredible amount of experience, but it is pretty consensual. There's a consensus around it saying they really pulled off the VR experience. It was a really cool thing. Really cool game. But boy, was I disappointed narratively about it. I have been considering making a dedicated video with it just to get my criticisms on my point across. It's like, do I really want to do that? I don't know. It will be a short thing, like a 7-minute rant. You know, I would write it though. I would not be one of those that I just go off the cuff. I would make sure to perform it. That's the word of the day, by the way. The word of the month, performative. Now everything is performative. All the apologies on the internet, all the debasing, all the nonsense that you see on the mostly is when referring to all the white guilt and all the male guilt and people super overcompensating for it. Now everything is performative. Performative this, performative that. This is performative, the other thing is performative. Well, we have been trapped by the level. I thought that I had a beeline to the exit, but all I had was a face full of bee stings. Please put me out of my misery. Thank you, Bat, for delivering the coup de grace that just destroyed the rest of my carcass. Anyway, why did I go into the performative tangent? Oh yeah, because writing a dedicated Half-Life ending video. And that's the way to do it, really, because you don't want to insert the spoilers in a completely unrelated freaking SPEEDLUNKY video. This is just not right. It's not right. So anyway, there's that. Happy to have finished the game. I promised that I would. And that's something that I never want to ever go back on. Even though, you know, the viewership was tiny. I say I will do something and I will finish it because I have been in the past in a situation where I got sick of doing a thing that I promised I would finish and I didn't finish it, and it gnawed on my butthole for the entirety of the time that it was unfinished. It never went away. It never was like, oh, whatever. It always was there being like, you know, you never finish that. You never finish that. You never finish that. I'm mostly talking about the emo and romance mod, but also to a lesser extent to like YouTube series and stuff like that. Hello, good sir. You are carrying a item that I appreciate. I should be dead into this inside of that tree, but it worked out pretty well. Fortunately, so good. Not die to bats. Oop. This teleporter is going to get me to victory. Don't you worry about a thing, baby. It's going to be amazing. I'm not going to go down that way. Well, maybe I should have. Oh, baby. Ooh. The exit is this way. Amazingly, did not get immediately munched but all the piranhas. Oh, I did not think that the branches wouldn't catch me. Ah! Of all the tiles. Just had to jump into that one, huh? Man, of all the ways to die with that teleporter, that was perhaps the most gratuitous. The one that I really could have prevented. That felt really, really upsetting. I was careless. I was like, man, this teleporter, I am being a total boss with it. Let me just use it again. Whoopsie. Whoops. Failed to do what I was supposed to do. So I have to go in and finish things that I left unfinished. And I did, and now I never think about it anymore because I don't have to worry. Okay? It's important to finish your projects. You commit to something. I mean, obviously, if it's complete garbage and you hate it and there is no point to finishing at all, you know, all that stuff, then yeah, just let go of it. Cut your losses. If it's something that you know you can finish and there will be people that will be happy if you finish it, then you definitely, and especially if you committed, if you said, I'm going to finish this. Leaving loose ends like that, it absolutely drives me up the wall. So I needed to finish for my own mental health. My mental health needed me to finish that Alex playthrough. Of course, obviously, it's a tiny, tiny thing. It doesn't really matter. But it mattered to me, damn it. So now it's done. I'm happy I did it, though. Because it was a really fun time. And the thing is, when you play something while recording it, there's a different kind of enjoyment. I always remember Nordlion saying, what was it, about Dark Souls 2, I think? He did not enjoy so much the playthrough because he recorded doing it, so, and he was constantly getting told all the dumbass things he was doing. Maybe has to deal with also how incompetent you may be, but for me it was the contrary. I think I would not have enjoyed so much Dark Souls if I hadn't recorded Lady Butthole's Adventures. Likewise, I don't think I would have enjoyed Alex so much if I hadn't recorded through it. Just poking at it. I wouldn't have had so much silly fun with it. You know, you go overboard with the silliness for the performance, for the camera, but it's not like it's coming from a fake place. You're pulling from your inside jokester to poke fun at everything, and it's a fun experience. So I think I had a good time, a better time than I would have had simply playing it by myself. So there you have my Half-Life Alyx retrospective. Hopefully you have enjoyed it. Rate it in the comments below. 5 out of 10. Not enough anecdotes about semen. I guess, you know, that's a valid criticism. There was no talk about semen in there, so I understand your disappointment. Oh, please don't blow me up. That will be very detrimental to my health. These speedruns, by the way, are just trash parade after trash parade. It is just awful. Let me just go down here. I am sure we will not come upon... That's a sentence you definitely want to finish. We will not come upon a mine that immediately blows up. Oh, we ended up going the wrong way altogether, so it was a bad run anyway. It's all good. We were not attached. We just had to let go, and the platform made sure that I would let go of it immediately and brutally. I let go of it because my hand let go of my body. That's what happened there. Death upon you. Oh man, I'm picking the wrong path altogether, but there's the exit, so here comes the bomb. Oh yeah. Good stuff. So there you have it. There you have it. Half-Life Alyx. For you, amazing. Incredible stuff. You may follow me for all my varied opinions. So there's my opinion. Do you feel better now knowing my opinion on a completely unrelated topic? I know that some of you types are constantly obsessing over the things that I say and do. It's like you live your life just in the function of my opinions. As a proper YouTube influencer, I influence each and every one of your interactions in the real world. So obviously, I must tell you my opinions at all times of all things. How else are you going to form your own opinion if you don't know what I think? This scumbag thought he could ambush me, but he did not count on my incredible ninjutsu abilities. I'm just too damn badass, not letting go of this shotgun. I'm finding that this shotgun fits very, very comfortable around my grip. We're going to actually use it beautifully against all threats. Sometimes I do a shotgun run and it goes nice, and it just completely invalidates all the things I say about letting go of the shotgun. But this guy, he's going to be ornery, and very soon he's going to murder me. I'm going to just go to the exit. It wasn't the plan to stomp him, but it happily worked out that way. Happily worked out that way. Look, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not a person that lies. In a general sense, I don't think I ever get even the urge. Oh man, I was really hoping to for that frog to do the trick. Woo! Whoa. I'm just not a liar. It's weird. I'm not bragging. I'm not saying that I am. I mean, I should be proud of it. It's a good trait to have. But lying is not in my nature. Like, I will always just tell the truth or say nothing. I will sometimes obfuscate the truth. I will not like incriminate myself if I did something that I'm not supposed to be doing and stuff like that. Oh boy. You know, I won't like foolishly declare something that a truth that somebody might not like. But if I am asked for an opinion, I will give it or remain silent. If I am asked about something I've done, I will own up to it. If it's you know, it's the typical thing, even white lies, I'm not behind them. It's just they don't really even occur to me. You're going to get the truth every time or nothing. I don't know what. Oh yeah. That was all a preface of me talking about, because I said not gonna lie, and that all devolved into that entire narrative that has nothing to do with what I was actually talking about, which is being somebody on the internet. Oh man, really? Oh boy. Being somebody on the internet, having people follow my moves. Not gonna lie, it's kind of strange. It's really freaking strange. If you find yourself obsessing or thinking about what I'm doing in a relentless manner, well, there goes my life forever. That was a terrible run and I did not like it, so it's all good. Back to this. The ice caves did not cooperate, okay? Did not cooperate. I think as a prime example is this, my Steam profile. And I wrote it on the Steam profile. Steam profile is, this is weird, you are weird. Because, what do you click on my profile for? It's like, what are you clicking on that? Being all Snoopy about? What's he playing now? Let's see, what is he doing? What's he doing now? It's kind of freaking weird, isn't it? It's just strange. And it's still public because, you know, it's not a big deal. I don't feel like I'm being stalked. But it's just bizarre. It's like, I don't know, it's just the entire concept of fans and fandom. It's just a strange concept to me. I just don't have that personality trait. And I realize that I may be ruffling the feathers of some people that do feel that way. But look, this is my bully. Just a casual jump out of the way of the maniac, no big deal. This is the way I feel about it, and that is the way I am, okay? I am not somebody like I can... I'm trying to phrase it in a way that doesn't make me sound like a total jerk-off. But one of these bombs is going to find a victim, and that day will be a joyous day. This guy wants to murder me. There you go. I think the best way I can put it is I admire nobody. That's not true. There was somebody I admired recently. I was like, you know what? I admire this guy. Forget who it is. So that should tell you. That should tell you the amount of obsession that gets into my head, which is like 0 over people. I do admire some qualities. Like I often mention Northern Lion. I admire his amazing quality, of course, of just the wit and also the work ethic. It's like, holy crap, this man is on top of it. You know, he's on top of his game. And he does not slack. He puts in the work. Does that mean I kind of like stalk him and want to know his opinion on everything and constantly wonder what he's doing? No, he just, you know, there's that of admiring a quality of a person and then he just slips the mind completely. Some people are not like that. I don't think that I need to belabor this point that on the internet sometimes unhealthy obsessions develop. But there was someone else that recently was like, you know what, this guy is really admirable. I really like it. The way he does things. Who was it? Damn it, now it's bothering me. Like, who was it? What human being out there? I was like, I like this guy. It's pretty damn awesome. I hope that, in a way, I hope that it doesn't actually come to me because I think he was somebody that is somewhat controversial. I don't know, man. I don't know, but I think that is also a good example of the way in which I see other humans. It's just other humans. Like, I don't ever idolize anybody, which probably leads... Oh boy, this guy's still around. It was Cali that got pissed, not these people. That's what threw me off there. So it always weirds me out. The entire concept of fandom. Fandom around a person. Fandom over a thing? Boy, I've been there. Oh, I've been there. All for my life. God damn it. Like the wrong place. They got properly punished for it. These ice caves are just brutal. This play session, the ice caves are just never-ending misery. Absolute trash. Absolute garbage. I don't even know where I was trying to get to with that entire narrative. Just another thing to shoot the breeze while I fail miserably at speedruns. It's just what it is. Just a little bit of banter there. Completely unrelated to the gameplay. That's how I do. I think I have established pretty clearly that concentrating on the gameplay does absolutely nothing for my success. It's like completely unrelated parts of my brain. And of course, it depends. I'm talking specifically about Spelunky. I have tried to banter during Slay the Spire, and it just grinds the gameplay to a halt. I need 100% of my brain to be mediocre at Slay the Spire. RimWorld, I'm somewhat in between. Sometimes a little bit of banter comes in and out, just like I did with your mama. But, ow. Properly punished for that joke. Thank you very much, Spelunky, for being the harshest critic in my life. I was getting to something there. Must not have been banter, yes. Unrelated, but in Spelunky it's like purely mechanical. There's no thinking involved. It's all muscle memory and just reacting to stimuli. As opposed to, you know, Slay the Spire or RimWorld, where you actually have to think things through quite a bit more. So that means that that part of my brain is engaged, which leaves a lot less space for me to think of what the hell to say next about whatever topic comes to my brain. So that's part of the big reason why I enjoy doing Spelunky so much. I don't want to ever stop. Even though, you know, the gameplay, obviously, I don't derive a massive amount of joy out of the Spelunky gameplay. Don't get me wrong. It's something I need to clarify every damn time. I still enjoy it. Spelunky, playing Spelunky. It's a good time for me. But I think I will be forgiven if I say don't enjoy as much as I used to, right? But something I really value is just running my mouth over whatever the hell I'm talking about. And having a good time that way. It is the only, or one of the few games that I can play and do that. As opposed to other games that I play that I'm actually 100% engaged with the game because it demands it. I don't feel that demand from this game. Both because I've reached that point in the experience where I've done it so much I don't need to think about it. And because of the type of gameplay that it is. It's all reacted on, all based on, you know, decision making is not a huge part. Obviously it is a part. But critical thinking is not part of my life because I'm a half-brain amoeba when it comes to critical thinking. So there you go, no critical thinking here. Nowhere to be found. In these parts, you came here for critical thinking. You're sorely disappointed now. Well, that was full damage. You guys know that will be full damage. I did not expect to do full damage. Hence why I took full damage. So there you have it. I don't know why we started there, but we ended up here, and now we need to carry on. Carry on. This particular nonsensical narrative of nonsense. Yeah. I'm a bit disappointed. I didn't want to use a bomb to get down here, and I should have. I knew the exit was there. I just didn't want to use the bomb. I thought it would be way closer than it actually was. And now here we are in a dark level being punished for my stupidity. Well, please put me out of my misery as well. Look, I'm not going to shift the blame from my shoulders. That's not what I'm doing here, but you have to admit, the seeds have been slightly uncooperative. A little painful. I don't think that's a stretch. I think this entire speedrun play session has been just, let's say, a scrotum squeezer. It's been a scrotum squeezer of a play session. Tangential comment. The name of my sister of Sigmar. Her name is Scrotum Destroyer. So hopefully you enjoyed that. I like giving my Sigmarites absolutely misogynist, not misogynist, misandrist, that's the word. Misandrist names. Ballbuster, Scrotum Destroyer, Sweet Jeebus for, that's not misandrist at all, but it's her name, the impressive. I'm talking about Mordheim, City of the Damned. A little concerned, by the way. This is actually something that I have talked plenty before. You know my narrative with Mordheim and the follow-up Necromunda that's coming up. I'm a little concerned about that Necromunda game. Not alone either. Lots of people are pointing this out. It's like 2 months from release. Zero gameplay so far. The pre-order is out with a discount. It's like, oof, guys, are you guys having a hard time with this game and you want to just get maybe an infusion of cash or something? Because boy, this does not look promising. You know, there's red flag. That's what I'm saying. Necromunda is coming out somewhere in the summer. They have the Steam page already up. It's one of the very few games that will teach me. That will teach me because I keep saying this is one of the few games I'm actually hyped for. Oh, goodness, this is awful. Spelunky 2, Necromunda. That's my hyped games for this year. I know it's weird. Son of a bitch. Is it weird? These days, honestly, it's more weird to be hyped for anything. It's like, how can you be a gamer and experience hype? I constantly tell my wife, because she still gets excited, man. She just can't help herself. She's such a super fan of Mass Effect and Dragon Age. She loves the original trilogy. She even loved Dragon Age 2. She knows all the flaws and she agrees with them. She still loved the game, and I actually enjoyed Dragon Age 2 quite a bit too. It was, of course, all the incredibly awful flaws that Dragon Age 2 had. It was still a fun game. Especially narratively. There's some interesting things with, you know, passing time forward and all that stuff. But anyway, what I'm getting at is getting hyped for anything, especially if it's from a large studio. If it's AAA, your hype is misplaced. If it turns out to be an awesome game and you play it and you're like, hell yeah, this is amazing. Well, more awesome. That's great. That's great that happened. But you're just setting yourself up for horrible disappointment if you do anything but have cautious interest. That's as far as it should go at all times. Please put me out of my misery, Cat. Like, this is just awful. Everything's awful, and I want to end it. This is the worst. I don't understand. My velocity was not enough to whip that arrow. Oh. So I don't think it's actually that strange to only have 2 games to be hyped for, but that will teach me. That will teach me to be hyped. I still hope that this is a great game. Another thing that it's another big red flag. There's 6 main war bands in that game, in the actual tabletop game. They're only announcing 3 for release. Unless they are going to change that, it's going to be 3 war bands on release, which is mind-boggling. It's like, this is not even close to enough variety. Are you kidding me? This is awful. Maybe they simply say playable. Oh wow, I whipped one of the arrows, but not the other. They mean playable, but then all the other warbands are in the game to fight against. Somewhat okay with that, but not enthused. Not enthused. Ow. Get me out of here with my beautiful teleporter. Look, 1 point of health and a teleporter does not bode well for my future. But I'm sure we'll be okay. We'll make it work. Get telefrag, bitch! You got worked. So yeah, just... I shouldn't be bummed. I should have expected it. But of course it's that way. I was really hoping to teleport far enough, but I always forget you can always teleport back up. That's something that I need to ingrain in my head. I often do it, but I don't do it enough. Oh boy. Oh. If you teleport yourself into a situation where it's like, oop, dead end, it's super easy. Like, it doesn't take, it's barely an inconvenience to just teleport back up and get out of that situation. It's actually extremely fast. You barely waste any time at all. So I need to really get into my head that backtracking with the teleporter, it's barely a time waster. You definitely need to get into that mindset of doing it. Get yourself into a... My goodness, this fall damage is out of control. Get yourself into that mindset of doing it. So, you know, there goes my hype. I am no longer... I am hoping there will still be a wonderful game. Mordheim, I will continue hammering you with it. I absolutely adore it. It is so freaking good. For my sensibilities, I 100% see the flaws of the game. But I absolutely love it anyway. So I was really, really looking forward to Necromunda. Immediately, my expectations have been tempered quite a lot. So I wouldn't say my hype is dead. I wouldn't say I won't be disappointed if it's bad. I'm still hoping that it will be good. But I just thought that it was like a surefire thing. Like, they're making the 40K version of a game they already made. They have all this experience. They built the engine and all that stuff. I don't know if they built the engine or not, but, you know, they worked on their first game. They have all this framework to pull from. How can they get it wrong? They'll make the same game updated for the setting, and of course all the different changes that the setting requires, and also fix the issues that were with the first game. Like, I thought it was a very sure bet on this game is at least going to be decent. Now I was like, oh boy, They might have run into trouble development or something, and here's this pre-order with 0 gameplay and a discount. The store page says there's only 3 war bands. They do say, like, that they do respond and say, no, gameplay is coming, don't worry about it. But, you know, red flags are there. So, Derek, you are my only hope. Help me come out of these doldrums of gaming. Actually, gaming is amazing these days. There's this new game on Steam. New game on Steam. It's an early access. I'm not advocating for you to buy it. I'm saying it's surprisingly really good. It's also an anime type of game. Was it Little Witch No Beta? No Beta? No Beta? I think that's what it is. Just search for Little Witch Souls-like. And it's the cutest Souls-like you have ever played. And it's mostly ranged attacks too. It's like this, you know, witch magic and nonsense like that. It's like early access, so of course not finished. But my goodness, please get me out of here. Check it out. Put it in the wish list. All that good stuff. It's legitimately good. I actually bought it because it's cheap as dirt. Please. These ice skates have been just atrocious, brother. I can't let go of this play session without doing something slightly merit-worthy. It has been just too awful. And I need to have at least one decent run to feel like it was not awful through and through. At least we did talk about some nonsense, you know. Narratively, I wouldn't say it was a bad one. I do get into some silly topics now and then. But overall, pretty decent. Little Witch No Beta. Check it out. And it was like less than $10. It's like, this game is worth more than $10 when it comes out. And of course, I haven't played it through. So, you know, it could be a complete disaster after the starting area. But I really liked, like, there was nothing I didn't like. It was, the mechanics are solid. The self-progression system is cool. All the spells, the effects, the graphics are cute as hell. I'm not much of an anime guy, but I do enjoy some of it now and then. Chief among them will be Berserk. I love the Golden Age arc on Netflix. That was, I think, my first introduction to it. It's like, oh man, this is cool as hell. What do you mean? What do you mean? There's a freaking TV series. What do you mean? There's a manga. Now I have the entire collection in my shelf. I wouldn't say I'm a super fan because I enjoy it. I think it's awesome. But again, with the whole obsession thing, I don't really get obsessed with things anymore, which is a little bit of a loss there, I think. My last obsession was with Life is Strange, which is hard to justify, but it happened. And it actually resulted in what I consider to be a legitimately great piece of writing. You can knock it if you like. I won't even knock it. You're knocking off it. Please be eaten, Belinda, so I can progress here. But it was legitimately good. Freaking better than my Life is Strange fanfiction. Good stuff. I won't ever disown that. I will proclaim it with pride. Yes, I wrote fan fiction and I am proud of it to this day. It was freaking good. And I dare you, if you do like Life is Strange, at least you will say, you know what, it's decent. I didn't enjoy the story for X, Y, and Z, but I can see the craft being applied here. So, you know, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, how do we get here? Oh yeah, because talking about anime and all that nonsense. I'm not much of a weeb, is what I'm trying to say. But I do enjoy now and then. I do wish sometimes it's like they always over-sexualize things to the point that it's embarrassing if someone else watches you play it. It's like, I'm not embarrassed about enjoying it. I'm embarrassed if someone else sees me enjoy it. Does that make sense? Ow. Does that make sense? Like if my wife walks in and she watches me play some Code Vein that has been on the wish list for a long time but has not been bought because the sale has not been low enough. She watches me create a waifu in Code Vein and then just slay some fools with my scantily clad waifu. That doesn't feel great. Like, she will laugh about it. She wouldn't, like, divorce me or anything. But I would still feel a little ashamed of it. You know, so... Ooh, my good sir. Is this it? Is this the real deal? Now that I have a jetpack, it's like, let go of the teleporter. I have an early jetpack. See if we can make something happen with it. Do not embrace cowardice. I will use this teleporter properly. Thing is, once you get the teleporter, the jetpack becomes a little redundant. It's like, I am already a teleporting god. Wow! Why did I do that? I think it was a pretty safe teleporting. Look, I'm not letting go. I gotta keep going until one of these speedruns goes somewhere. I know that we've been here for 40 minutes. I have to continue. So there you have it. Like, I know that the sexualization is kind of part of it. It's part of the appeal. I'm not even saying it's bad. It's just the component that makes it so that I don't feel 100% free, shame-free to play it. I don't consider myself much of a prude, but it's, you know, a little embarrassing if your life partner sees you playing with waifus. It's just kind of weird. I don't think it's an unreasonable thing to say. I'm not even saying that she will look down upon me for it. It's just a personal thing. It's me. It's in my heart. I have this shame that I really can't shake when engaging with anime girls. Can't help it. Oh boy. Stomp you and go. There you go. I can't help it. How do you feel about it? Like, do you have somebody in your life like, I would rather didn't know that I enjoy this. I would rather didn't see me playing with this quote unquote toy. It's not even that, because this is bizarre. It's just a strange, different. Oh, still alive, baby. We'll go back for this pickaxe. It's all good. Ow. Okay, man, should have been stumped. I'm a little salty that he didn't. Oh, this run is awful. Somehow managed to do a bad run with a pickaxe and a jetpack. I feel I must. What is this exit? Oh, I see. One of these. My goodness, get me out of here. This is terrible. So yeah, that's like not the main reason, but it is a solid reason why I haven't played Code Vein yet. If you're not aware, it's a Souls-like with anime girls. That's like the extent of it, really. I don't really have much else to say about it because I also haven't learned that much about it. I just know the gist of it. I do know you can spend hours and hours creating your perfect waifu, as all these games usually let you do. Alrighty, compass and jetpack, baby. The Ice Cave's nightmare is finally coming to an end. We have had some seriously terrible ice caves today. Thankfully, compass plus jetpack equals end of despair. Which isn't to say that the shopkeepers can't stop me in my tracks, but it's all good. So good. But anyway, the entire origin, I would like to reiterate it because it's actually surprising. It was like $8, Little Witch No Beta, and the mechanics were really enjoyable. It was really, really good. So if you got a little bit of cash to spare. And what's actually surprising about is the amazing quality of the animation and the artistry of it. There's some obviously it's not as bad as English, but the English is obviously translated from Japanese, I want to say. There you go. It's not bad. I would say I wouldn't qualify it as bad, but you can tell a few grammar mistakes that are very telling of that type of entertainment. Oh goodness, man! Have to use a bomb to get through here. It's very obvious. Not native speakers, but still pretty damn great for you know, the standard. It's not Final Fantasy VII levels of bad, so that should tell you something. Obviously, original Final Fantasy VII. I don't know the remake, but I'm sure the remake is properly translated as opposed to. Oh boy! Oh no! Can I have to do something like this? Wow, this destroyed the run, huh? I think it was already bad. But this level really did me in. What was I in the middle of saying? Animations, graphics. Like, obviously, like the graphics are built to be that cutesy style of cel-shaded anime kind of style, but it's just really impressive. Like, the animation quality is fantastic. Really cool. There. Do it. Drop a couple bombs like a pro. Get this piece of garbage out of my way. There's 2 ropes in my breast. Oh, baby. Well, we got a 4-minute round, which is not amazing, but at least I can say, hey, not complete disaster. There you go. There you have it. Paco is here to claim his reward, a giant head. He's going to do a Mr. Burns, give it to Homer, and Homer will be extremely, extremely pissed. And we will all reminisce about the time when Simpsons was really, really good. Can you imagine, man, being born in 2000 and never knowing that The Simpsons was really good at some point, and thinking about The Simpsons as this terrible show that's on TV that you don't even... Well, I mean, everybody thinks that anyway. It's a terrible show that's on TV that nobody knows why it's still going. But people like myself, we grew up with the good Simpsons, and it's a tragedy that there are kids growing up with bad Simpsons, and they're like, what the hell is this garbage? Anyway, how did we get here? I don't know. I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, eat a camel and spit out poop.